Let's get started with some yoga. So please start by sitting comfortably. I'm sitting on a couple of folded blankets with my legs crossed. If that doesn't work for you, you could extend one or both legs forward. We'll just be here for a couple of minutes, all right? But let your spine grow. Let it sit tall. Relax your shoulders down your back and feel the crown of your head lift toward the ceiling. Good. Letting the eyes close. Begin to take a few deep breaths in and out. Feeling the breath pull into the body, feeling the breath push out of your body. And just be aware of that sensation of the breath for just a little bit longer. When we are aware of the breath, we are resting ourselves in the present moment. We're not worried about the past or the future, but just aware of this inhale, aware of this exhale, this present moment. No other moment has to exist right now. But you might have shown up today with other things to be worried about, naturally. Things that happened before we arrived, things that have to be anticipated for after we're done. And if you can, just for this time that we have together today, just see if you can take any of those concerns or to-do lists or preoccupations of your mind and just set them on the floor next to you. They're still important. You'll still take care of it, but not this moment. And if at any point during our practice tonight you feel those worries or preoccupations come back into your consciousness, just set them aside again. Good. All right. So when you're ready, go ahead and take a deeper, fuller breath, please. Bring your palms together at your heart and lower the chin and honor yourself as you are in this present moment, this body, this breath, this energetic state, this state of mind, and letting this practice be in service of this present moment. So when you're ready, rub the palms together, creating heat between them, and bring the heated palms over your eyes, brushing gently over the top of your head and down your neck, bringing yourself back to the space around you. Welcome back. And we're going to start off on hands and knees tonight. So moving any props you have off to the side and coming onto fours. Hands directly underneath your shoulders, knees beneath your hips or slightly further back. Good. When you get here, inhale, look forward and feel the tailbone lift behind you. With your exhale, go all the way back to child's pose. Sink the hips to the heels, forehead toward the floor. And then inhale, float right back up to hands and knees. And we're just going to repeat that. Exhale back to child's pose. Inhale back up to hands and knees, starting to warm up the shoulders, the spine, the hips. And as we start to move the body here, just noticing what's available to us from an awareness perspective. Maybe you notice some tightness in the body. Maybe this movement up and down, in and out of the pose feels good for you right now. It's helping to loosen up some tension, warming up the body. Let's do a couple more, all right? Inhale up to hands and knees. And exhale, child's pose. Once more. Then inhale, come up to hands and knees. Curl your toes under And lift your hips into the air, coming into downward facing dog. Good. Now, if you have a tight lower back or tight backs of your legs, you can take your feet, a little bit wider apart and bend your knees a bit more. You want to feel your hip bones reaching toward the ceiling behind you, flattening out your back. And then once the back is flat, then you can do what we call walk the dog out, pressing a heel to the floor and bending the opposite knee. Breathing length into these legs while you keep the back nice and flat. Just taking a few more breaths here. Good. Inhale, gently float back down onto hands and knees. Release the feet. And exhale, child's pose. Stay for a couple of breaths. Just notice sensation we've been cultivating in the body thus far. Good. Now from here, go ahead and come back up to hands and knees. Good. So once you're in hands and knees, I'm going to ask you to take your left foot out to the side. And if you want to turn sideways on your mat like I'm doing, you're welcome to do so, but you don't have to. The left leg, is going to come straight out of the hip. So not too far forward or back, but straight out to the side. And we're grounding through the pinky edge of that left foot. Now the hands are under the shoulders again. And I want you to think about looking forward and then lifting your tailbone behind you. Good. Now keep the tailbone lifting, pointing toward the ceiling, and just glide backwards. At a certain point, you'll feel a nice stretch on the inside of the left leg, and then come back up. Again, keeping the tailbone lifting, gliding backwards. Inhale, come back up, and do that about 3 or 4 more times with your breath. Gliding back and coming back up. Try to keep the left foot flat on the floor next to you. And it's like you're trying to encourage a small dip in your lower back to keep that tailbone lifting. Good. Now with your next exhale, glide backwards and go to your furthest point. Your furthest point, you should still be able to lift the tailbone behind you. If not, back out of it a little bit until you can. And just again, feel that stretch on the inside of the thigh. Breathe. Good. With your next inhale, come back up. We're going to keep that left foot out to the side, and we're going to do another exercise here. So take a deep breath in, look forward. With your exhale, bend your left knee and sink the hip sideways to the left. Good. Then inhale, straighten the leg. And we're going to do that a few more times. Exhale, sinking in. Then inhale, coming back. Just continue to move on your breath from side back to center. Going to the side and back to center. Let's do 2 more. Good. And then sink into the pose this time, sinking to the left and stay. Now your hands can stay where they're at. If you want to move your hands to the left, back underneath your shoulders, you can for stability. It's up to you. Keep breathing. Good. When you're ready, inhale, straighten that left leg. Bring the left foot in. And let's go to child's pose for just a moment. Sinking back. But just for a moment. Inhale back up to hands and knees. And then we'll practice those 2 exercises on the other side. So stepping your right foot out to the side this time. And again, the leg shoots straight out of the hip, not forward or back at all, but straight out to the side. One thing I did not mention on the first side, and I apologize, if you need more support underneath the standing knee, you can bring a blanket underneath it, or you could even just fold your mat up a couple of times and bring your knee on top of that. Okay, so do take care of yourself. Sorry for not giving you that option earlier. Good. Now grounding through the pinky edge of that right foot. Feel the tailbone lifting behind you. Look forward slightly. And then exhale, glide backwards. Good. Inhale, come back. And exhale, glide backwards. Inhale back up and just keep going several more times, keeping the tailbone lifting toward the sky behind you, helping to emphasize that stretch on the inside of your right thigh. Now take your time getting there, but as you glide backwards this time, go ahead and stay. Just going to your furthest point. Again, the tailbone should still be lifting toward the sky, emphasizing that little dip in the lower back. And we're breathing. One more breath here. Then inhale, come back up. And again, we're going to keep that leg out to the side to do the next exercise. So taking a deep breath in again. With your exhale, bend the right knee, sink down into the hip. Then inhale, straighten the right leg. Exhale, sink sideways. Inhale back. And let's do this a few more times. Just getting some mobility into the hips tonight. Sinking sideways and back. Now, when you bend the knee this time, we're going to stay. And just like on the first side, if you'd like to, your hands can walk to the right. And breathe. And breathe. All right, inhale, straighten that right leg. Bring it on in. And from here, we'll transition into downward facing dog. So if you turned on your mat, just turn the normal way and then lift the hips into the air. Feeling sensation. Good. When you're ready, float back down onto hands and knees. Good. And from hands and knees, bring your right foot between your hands. Good. Sinking forward. If you need a blanket under the back knee, bring it there. With your inhale, reach your arms forward, lift them up and back, coming into a crescent lunge. Good. Stay for a breath. And then with your exhale, bring your hands back down to the floor and then straighten the right leg, pick up the toes, pull them toward you, draw the right hip back slightly, and you'll feel this big stretch in the back of the right leg. Good. You can walk your hands back toward your body a bit if you'd like to, but keep pulling the toes toward you. Notice what emotions come up here. Sometimes we get agitated by the tension in our hamstrings, which is the backs of the legs. Good. And then inhale, rock forward, and then sweep that right leg back, downward facing dog. Lift the hips. Noticing the difference between the two sides. And then we're going to balance it out. So floating back down onto hands and knees, and bring your left foot this time between the hands. Help it forward. Good. Sinking into the front hip. Inhale, reach your arms forward, up and back, coming into the lunge. heart lifting, staying for a breath or so. And then exhale, bringing your hands down to the floor, straighten the left leg, pick up the toes, pull them towards you, and draw the left hip back a little bit this time. Again, your hands can walk back toward your body for stability if you'd like to, but just take several breaths here as you feel the stretch in the back of the left leg. All right, when you're ready, go ahead and rock forward and sweep the left leg back again, coming into downward facing dog. Good, you feel a bit more balanced out now. Inhale, float back down onto hands and knees. This time, bend your elbows in towards your waist, plank yourself, or your chest, I should say, down to the floor. Release the hips and have your hands under your shoulders, elbows bent. Good. With your next inhale, roll the shoulders down the back, lift the heart and head, coming into Cobra. Elbows stay bent here. Exhale, release down, turn the head to a side. Good. Then roll the shoulders down the back again, lift the head and chest. And exhale, release, turn the head to the opposite side. Again, Cobra Pose, inhale. Exhale, release, turn the head. Inhale, lift. Exhale, release. Let's do a few more times, okay? Turning the head every time you come down. Inhale, lift. Exhale, release. Inhale, lift. Exhale, release. Twice more. Cobra Pose. Last one. And then exhale, carefully release down. Take an adjusting breath here. Good. And then curling the toes under, you're going to bring your knees towards your body a little bit further. So the hips pop up into the air. And then push up to hands and knees. Then lift the hips into downward facing dog. Good. From downward facing dog, carefully walk your hands back to meet your feet, coming into the standing forward fold, and just allow your upper body to drape down over your legs for a moment. Release the head, neck, arms. The knees are slightly bent here, never locked. Good. With your next inhale, press palms to shins, come halfway up. The chest comes parallel to the floor as you look down at the ground, and then exhale, release back down. Then inhale, sweep the arms out to the sides with strong back lift all the way up to standing, reaching the arms overhead, and then exhale, release the arms down, bringing your palms to your heart. Good, we made it to standing. So let's do a little bit more work to get us a little bit more warmed up. So take your feet about shoulder width apart, a little bit wider than your shoulders. If you're standing forward on your yoga mat, it's actually about as wide as your yoga mat, okay? Good. From here, please lift your left arm into the air. With your right hand, reach up and grab hold of this wrist and traction the arm toward the ceiling. Good. Feeling length on that left side. And then with an inhale, go ahead and tilt to the right, feeling more length on that left side. And breathe. Good. Go ahead and stand back up and release both arms down. Feel sensation for a moment. And then we're going to do the other side. So lift the right arm up this time. And then reach up and grab hold of the wrist. And again, first, just traction the arm upward toward the ceiling. Good. Nice extension on that right side. And then keeping that extension, go ahead and tilt gently to the left. And breathe. All right, go ahead and stand back up and release your arms down again. Feel sensation. All right, so the next exercise we're going to do is a bit more vigorous. It's called arm swing. Some of you know this one. It's a 3-part inhale through the nose and 1 powerful exhale out of the mouth with the movement. And so the movement for this is with the first part of your inhale, because it's 3-part. The first part is inhale, arms up, then inhale, arms back, then inhale, arms up. Now with your exhale, you're going to bend both elbows and just jab them back as you exhale out of your mouth forcefully. So faster motion, it's inhale, 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 exhale. Okay, and we're gonna go for about 2 minutes. So pace yourself and slow down if you need to, and just try to have fun with it, okay? So standing tall, feet stacking underneath the hips. Again, inhaling through the nose, exhaling out of the mouth. When you're ready, inhale up, inhale back, inhale up, exhale, jab. Inhale, 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 exhale. And keep going, feeling the full rotation of your shoulder joints up, back, up, and jab. And as you exhale powerfully, you want to feel the navel pull into the body and up, helping to clear your respiratory system. I'm going to clear the lungs, getting rid of that stale, toxic air that can build up in the base portion of the lungs. So you're about halfway done. Again, you can slow the movement down if you need to, but I'm going to encourage you to keep moving if you can. If we can make it to that 90-second mark, we start to shift your nervous system out of the fight or flight state and into the parasympathetic grounded state of your nervous system. It's where we want to go. It's that good feeling at the end of yoga. It's that good feeling at the end of massage or meditation. There's other times too, but I'm the yoga guy. 30 more seconds. 15 more seconds. 3, 2, and 1. Release. Feel sensation as your breath adjusts. Notice your heart rate, your breath rate, feeling in the body. Maybe it feels like a clearing in the lungs, cooling in the nostrils, tingling in the arms and hands. Maybe some energy at the belly from those forceful exhales. Maybe you feel it in the shoulders. Whatever it is, be aware of it. Taking a deeper fuller breath. With your next inhale, sweep your arms out to the sides, reach up. Hold your breath into the top of the inhale for 3, 2, 1. Exhale, side out, release your arms down. Again, inhale, sweep the arms out to the sides, reaching up. Again, hold the breath in for 3, 2, 1. Exhale through the mouth, release your arms down. Third time's a charm, inhale. 3, 2, and 1. Good. All right, so from here, we're going to move into our sun salutation. So go ahead and step to the top of your mat, whichever direction that is for you. And bring your palms to your heart. Relax your shoulders down your back. Allow your eyes to close for just a moment and reconnect to your breath. Aware of the inhale, aware of the exhale. And as we move through the sun salutation, we're going to try our best to keep moving with the breath. So it's helpful to be aware of it before we get there. So with your next inhale, go ahead and sweep your arms down, back, and up. Overhead, exhale, go ahead and swan dive, fold forward and down. Good. Press palms to shins, come halfway up, chest parallel to the ground. Then exhale, fold down and step your right foot way back and bring the right knee to the ground. Bending into the front hip, inhale, sweep the arms forward and up, crescent lunge. And then exhale, bring your hands down to the ground, straighten the left leg, pull the toes toward you. Good. Then inhale, rock forward, lift your arms up again, come back into the crescent lunge, heart opens at the top. And then exhale again, bring the hands down, straighten the left leg, pull the toes toward you. We're gonna do that one more time. Inhale, rock forward, lift the arms up. And then exhale, hands down, straighten the left leg, pull the toes toward you. Good. Then inhale, rock forward and sweep the left leg back, lifting the hips into the air, downward facing dog. Good. Inhale, float down onto hands and knees. Bend your elbows in towards your waist. Release the heart down to the floor and release your hips back, hands under your shoulders. Inhale, roll the shoulders down the back, lift the heart and head coming into Cobra Pose. Exhale, release down. Curl the toes under, bring the knees more toward the hips so the hips pop into the air, and then push up and back into downward facing dog. Take an adjusting breath. Good. Then from here, float back down onto hands and knees and step your right foot between your hands. Right foot forward. Sink into the front hip. Inhale, lift the arms coming into the crescent lunge. And then exhale, hands down, straighten the right leg, pull the toes toward you. Inhale, rock forward, lift the arms up, inhale. And exhale again, bring the hands down, straighten the right leg, pull the toes toward you. Inhale, rock forward, lift. Exhale, hands down, straighten the right leg, pull the toes toward you. And then this time, rock forward, curl the back toes under, and step forward into the standing forward fold. Good. From here, press palms to shins, come halfway up again. Exhale, fold back down. Inhale, sweep the arms out to the sides with a strong back, lift all the way up to standing. And then palms come down to the heart. Good. Let's do that again. Inhale, sweep the arms down, back, and up. Exhale, hinge at the hips and swan dive, folding forward down over the legs. Inhale, press palms to shins, come halfway up. And exhale, release. This time, step your left foot way back and release the back knee to the floor. Inhale, crescent lunge. Exhale, hands down, straighten the right leg, pull the toes toward you. Then inhale, rock forward, lift the arms up. And exhale again, hands down, straighten the leg. One more time, rocking forward, lift the arms up, crescent lunge. Exhale, hands down, straighten the right leg. Good, then rock forward, sweep the right leg back, lift the hips into the air, downward facing dog for a breath. And then inhale, float down onto hands and knees. Bend the elbows in towards your waist. Bring the heart down, release the hips back, hands under the shoulders. Cobra pose with your next inhale, lift the head and chest, elbows stay bent. And exhale, release down. Curl the toes under, bring the knees forward, the hips up, push up and back, downward facing dog. Beautiful. Inhale, float back down onto hands and knees and step the left foot between the hands. Sink the hips forward. Inhale, crescent lunge. Exhale, hands down, straighten the left leg, pull the toes toward you. Then inhale, rock forward again, lift the arms. And exhale, hands down, straighten the leg. One more time. Inhale, rock. Exhale back, straighten the leg. Then inhale, rock forward, curl the back toes under and step forward, standing forward fold. And then press palms to shins, come halfway up with an inhale. And exhale, fold down. Inhale, sweep the arms out to the sides, come all the way up. And palms to the heart. Good, keeping this energy moving. Sweep the arms down, back, and up. Inhale. Exhale, swan dive forward. Palms to shins. Exhale, release down. And then go ahead and step your right foot back this time. Back knee to the floor. Crescent lunge with your next inhale. Lift the arms up and back. Then exhale, bring the hands down, straighten the left leg. Inhale, rock forward, lift. Exhale, hands down, rock back. Inhale, rock forward. And exhale, rock back. Good. This time, rock forward, sweep the left leg back, downward facing dog. Good. Inhale, float down onto hands and knees, and then bring the chest down to the floor, release the hips back, hands under the shoulders, cobra lift, inhale, head and chest. Exhale, release down, curl the toes under, lift the hips as you bring the knees forward, push up and back, downward facing dog. Inhale, float down onto hands and knees and step the right foot between the hands. Sink the hips, lift the arms. Exhale, hands down, straighten the right leg. Inhale, come up. And exhale back. Inhale, rock forward, lift the arms. Exhale, rocking back. Good. This time, rock forward, curl the back toes under and step forward, standing forward fold. Palms to shins when you get there. And exhale, fold down. Inhale, sweep the arms out to the side of the strong back, lift up. And palms to the heart. Couple more times. Inhale, sweep down and up. Swan dive. Palms to shins. And down. Please step your left foot back this time. Knee to the ground. Crescent lunge when you're ready. Exhale, hands down. Straighten the leg. Pull the toes back. Then inhale, rock forward, lift. And exhale, release. Straighten the leg. Rocking forward, lift the arms, inhale. Exhale, hands down, releasing back. Good, then rock forward, sweep the right leg back, downward facing dog. And then inhale, float down onto hands and knees. Bend the elbows in towards your waist. Bring your chest down. Release the hips back, hands under the shoulders. Cobra lift, inhale. And exhale, release down. Good. Curl the toes under. Bring the hips into the air. Push up and back into downward dog. With your next inhale, float back down onto hands and knees, and then step your right foot forward. Actually, it's your left foot forward, I think. Switch. Left foot forward. There we go. Lefts and rights. There's so much to keep track of here. All right, with your next inhale, sweep your arms up. And exhale, hands down, straighten the leg. I could tell once it was forward. I'm like, we did this just recently. And then rock forward, lift the arms up. And then exhale, hands down, straighten the leg. Inhale, rock forward, lift the arms up. Exhale, hands down, straighten the leg. Good. Inhale, rock forward. This time, step forward, standing forward fold. And then press palms to shins again. Exhale, fold down. Sweep the arms out to the sides. Inhale, come all the way up. Palms to the heart. One more round. We're going to hold some poses this time. With your inhale, sweep the arms down, back and up. Fold. Palms to shins, halfway up. Exhale, release. Please step your right foot way back. Knee to the ground. Inhale, crescent lunge, reaching up and back. Let's stay here for 3 breaths. You can do cactus arms here if you need to. Allow the heart to start to open toward the ceiling. Deep breath in. Then exhale, carefully bring the hands down to the floor. Straighten the left leg. Pull the toes back strong here. Think about drawing the left hip back. And breathe. You can walk your hands back toward your body if you'd like to. Good. All right. Great job. Inhale, rock forward. Exhale, sweep that leg back, coming into downward dog. And then inhale, float down onto hands and knees. Bend the elbows in toward your waist. Bring the chest down and release the hips back. So we're going to come into Cobra again, and we're going to hold it for just a little bit. So squeeze your elbows in towards your sides. Roll the shoulders down the back. Peel the head and chest away from the floor. Again, elbows stay bent in this posture, always. And breathe. Feel the shoulder blades working down your back and squeezing together. Stay for 2 more breaths. And then don't collapse. Slowly lower down and take an adjusting breath. All right, so as you're ready, curl the toes under, bring the hips into the air, push up and back to downward facing dog. We're gonna stay here for a few breaths. And just like the first time we came into this posture tonight, you really wanna emphasize the length in your spine or flattening your back out first. So you can even bend the knees to achieve that. The feet can come wider apart to achieve that. Good. All right. Inhale, float down onto hands and knees. Step the right foot forward. Got the right leg this time. When you're ready, please lift the arms forward and up, coming into your lunge. And again, we're going to stay for about 3 breaths. You could also do cactus arms here. Feeling the chest open. The hips are still sinking forward and down. Taking a deep breath in. And exhale, fold, bring the hands down. Straighten the right leg, pull the toes towards you. Again, you can walk your hands back towards your body. Draw the right hip bone back. And feel what you got to feel here in the back of this leg. It might be talking to you. Keep the toes pulling back. Keep breathing. You're almost there. Good. When you're ready, go ahead and rock forward. Step the back foot forward, standing forward. Fold. Lots of forwards. Then press palms to shins, come halfway up. And exhale, fold down. Sweep the arms out to the sides, and he'll come all the way up. And palms to your heart. And feel. Feel sensation. What's happening in the body. Go ahead. Go ahead and take a deeper, fuller breath, bringing your awareness on back. Great job. Those lunges start getting to you after a while. So in a moment, we're going to start to bring our energy back down to the floor. But before we do, I'd like us to do one more posture here while we're standing, and that is going to be chair pose. I know we love this one. So we have 2 options as far as the feet and knees are concerned. So you can start with the feet and knees apart. So when you come into the pose, the feet and knees stay apart. You could start with the feet and knees together. So when you sink into the pose, the feet and knees stay together. What you don't want to do is have the feet apart and the knees knocking together. That's really destabilizing. And the other way doesn't actually work either. So you can play around and figure out which one you want to do, but either keep the knees and feet apart or have them nice and close, okay? So bringing your feet into that stance, bring your hands onto your hips to start. Take a deep breath in. Then exhale, elevator goes down. Bend the knees, keep the heart lifting. The hips are shooting back. Good, come back up. Exhale again, sinking down. Inhale, lift. Exhale, sink. And lift. We're going to hold this time. Exhale, bend the knees, sink down, in. Once you're there, lift the arms up and bend the elbows, cactus arms. Once you're here, take the hands back and the elbows forward. This pushes your shoulder blades into your mid-back, deepening the back bend in your upper back, which is the goal here. Well, one of the goals. We're also strengthening legs. And breathe. If you're shaking, you're doing it right. 3, 2, and 1. Straighten the legs, reach the arms up. Exhale, swan dive, fold forward again. Staying here for a moment. And then from wherever you're at on your mat, go ahead and step into downward facing dog. And then float down onto hands and knees. And go ahead and sit back and bring your legs out in front of you. I'll just roll this way. Good. We made it to the floor. Good job. If you want to, you can bring a folded blanket underneath your hips. Sometimes doing that just helps, especially when we work with lengthening the backs of the legs. So if you feel like you need this, bring that support there. Your left leg is going to stay bending for or extending forward. Go ahead and bend your right knee in toward your chest. And then take your right hand behind your back. So right knee bending, right hand behind your back, right next to the spine. So not way out here, over here, or somewhere back there, but right behind the spine. Good. Your left arm's going to reach up, take a deep breath in. Then exhale, sweep the left arm around, hook the knee, and twist, rolling your right shoulder back and looking behind you. Good. Staying in the pose, sit up a bit taller, take a deep breath in. And exhale, roll the right shoulder back a bit further. You might even feel the navel pull into the body and twist with you to the right. Some nice rotation in the spine here. All right. From here, go ahead and inhale to unwind. And we'll do the other side, extending the right leg down to the ground, bending the left knee in towards your chest. It's the left knee that's bent. It's the left hand that goes behind your spine. And then inhale, lift the right arm up. Exhale, sweep the right arm around, hook the knee, twist, looking over your left shoulder, rolling the left shoulder back. Now again, staying in the pose, sit up a bit taller, take a deep breath in. And then exhale, roll the left shoulder back just a little bit more. Good, all right. With your next inhale, again, carefully unwind. Good, extend the left leg back down. So the left leg extended still. You're gonna bend your right knee, and this time take the foot to the inner thigh here, okay? Now, what can sometimes happen once we get into this posture is that our hips are kind of tucking under. And so you can actually reach back and manually pull the flesh of the seat back. And that way you sit forward on your sits bones, kind of creating a kickstand for what you just did. But it's okay, it's yours, you can touch it. And then with your hands on either side of the leg or even on top of the right knee, sit up tall, take a deep breath in. Good. And then think about hinging at your hips. Keep the spine pretty still or tall and begin to draw your heart towards your knee. Pull the left toes back. Breathe. Now, if you start to feel your upper back really start to hunch forward here, pull the shoulders back, back up from the posture until you can come back to this more flat spine. Staying for just a few more breaths. And from however far you've gone, go ahead and sit back up. Great, we'll do the other side now. So extending your right leg down, bend your left knee, bringing the left foot into the inside of the right thigh. You can reach back again and widen the flesh of the seat back if you need to, and sit up nice and tall, pull the right toes back, hands on either side of the leg, hands or fingertips, and just feel your spine tall, shoulders down the back. Then think about the hips as a door hinge. And the back stays flat, but you hinge at that door. You just begin to fold your heart forward toward the leg, but without the upper back rounding at all. We're not hunching forward, we're not nosediving here, keeping the back nice and flat. And this helps to stretch, of course, the hamstring, the back of the right leg, as I'm sure you're feeling right now, but it also helps to stretch the right side of the lower back. And we're breathing, aware of the inhale, aware of the exhale. Good. With your next inhale, carefully lift back up. Beautiful. From here, please bring the soles of your feet together in butterfly. So the soles of feet together, knees are wide. And especially at this point, you may want to sit on a prop, either a couple of folded blankets, maybe just one. You could also sit on a yoga block if you have one handy. And if you don't have any props, it's okay. You'll still be able to do this. Good. And so again, the goal here is to have a tall spine. We will be folding forward in a moment, but the goal isn't to drop the head as far down as you can and just not do a pose. We want to try to keep the spine elongating up out of the hips as we begin to drape forward. But before we get there, you can hold on to the shins or the feet. Feel the shoulders glide down the back. Allow the chin to tuck in towards your throat slightly, the crown of the head lifting toward the sky. Taking some deep breaths in this posture. Now you'll only fold forward as much as you can while maintaining this kind of length or flatness to your spine. The only hinging will be happening at the very lower back. So when you're ready, you can begin to draw the heart forward. And the moment you start to feel your back rounding, stop and stay at that point and breathe at that point. And that might mean you don't go too far, and that's okay. You're still getting a great stretch. You're still doing the practice. No, also keep the chin tucking in towards your throat. I find when a lot of folks practice this, and they start to fold forward, the chin starts to look forward. Keep it in line with the spine. And we're breathing. And you're keeping the back as flat as you can. And the goal isn't to fold as far as you can. It's just to get a good stretch, no matter how far you go. Staying for just a few more breaths. Good. So as you feel complete in this posture, go ahead and sit back up. Feel sensation for a moment before you externalize. Great. All right. So from here, we're going to come down onto our backs to rest. So it's our lovely nap at the end of yoga. So you come to lay down, and you may want to hug your knees into your chest for a moment before you extend the legs, but do that if it feels good. And if you don't feel like you need it, just bring the legs straight on down. All right, so if the legs aren't on the ground yet, go ahead and release them there if you can. And have the heels about mat width apart, so nice and wide apart, and allow the feet to fall out to the side, the toes flopping out. And this just lets your hips relax. And we did a little bit of work with the hips tonight. Let's give them a break. Your arms are going to relax out to your sides. Your wrists about a foot away from your hips. Palms face up. And this allows your shoulders to relax, which allows the heart, the chest to open up. Relax any gripping or gritting of the teeth. Relax any squeezing of your eyes. And soften your forehead. And as you settle in here, once again, become aware of your breath. Aware of the inhale. Aware of the exhale. And to the best of your ability, or in this case, non-ability, I'd like you to make the breath effortless. So noticing if it feels like there's any force as you inhale or any force as you exhale. And try to relax that tendency to push or pull on your breath. An effortless inhale, effortless exhale, let go of control. Allowing your breath to just be in its natural, autonomic state. peace, peace, peace. When you're ready, please begin to take a deeper, fuller breath. And begin to make gentle movements in your hands and feet, your arms and legs. Slowly, gently bringing your body and awareness back to the space around you. You can roll to your right side for a moment. And eventually coming on up to a seat. And once you've made it to a seat, bring your palms together and lower your chin once again. And honor yourself for the work you've done here tonight. And feel gratitude to yourself for the effort you put forth, for showing up, for everything you were able to do. Gratitude for all of that. May that effort and this practice continue to serve you. So until we meet again, namaste.